Welcome back to another video. So it's currently Saturday. It is SBD, it is week 5, it is the heaviest session of the block, primary squats and bench. I'm feeling really good. I do feel like my recovery hasn't been 100%. I'll be honest, I haven't got back to tracking my food 100%. Today is the first day of that, and I'm now going to continue that, just kind of going forwards. All of January, I want to make sure I stick to everything 100%. The only days that I might not be able to are like the 20th of January because I am hosting a competition, and the 2 days leading up to that, I am driving all over the place, collecting kit, and then the 2 days after, I'll be dropping it all back off. So I'm kind of preparing myself to not be able to 100% track those days, but I would like to make an effort to track 100% the rest of January. So that's kind of the plan. So yeah, going into today, I know my body's not 100% recovered, but I still am absolutely fine. Like, I know I'll be able to push through, and I will still be able to hit the numbers planned. Like, I've got absolutely zero doubt, zero nerves or anything going in. So yeah, very excited. Hasn't really been an eventful morning. I woke up later than planned. Since being ill, I'm still struggling with getting up early. So I don't think I got out of bed until about 9:30, but it's fine. And then I've just been eating, catching up with client messages, and I'm now on my way to go train. So it's just gonna be another training video. But yeah, let's see how today's session goes.
If you rockin' with it, put your hands up.
There's nothing in this world more primal than my love for you. If you meet somebody else that's a rival, that much is true. Yeah, I know you said, baby, this is final, and I blame myself. All that's left of me now is an animal, and I cry for help. I wish my call's gonna reach you. Give it my all, 'cause I need you out. Let it go, let it go, let it go, till I get you alone. I can't help but howl like a wolf, howl like a wolf. I wish my call's gonna reach you. Give it my all, 'cause I need you. I will howl like a wolf, baby, I will howl like a wolf. When the sun fades, when the night awaits, I'll be howling and howling and howling for you, babe. Can't keep my pain quiet any longer. Gotta let it out. Are you anywhere near? So I wonder, can you hear me now? I know it ain't over till it's over, 'cause I'm still alive. If only you'd come a bit closer, maybe I'll survive. I wish my call's gonna reach you. Give it my all, 'cause I need you out. Let it go, let it go, let it go, till I get you alone. I can't help but howl like a wolf.
So I have literally just finished squats. I'm very annoyed with myself, and this is the hardest thing about being self-coached, is viewing things objectively when it's difficult, rather than just kind of acting on emotion, I guess. So good things first, 160 for 5, very happy that I got that. I knew I would have it, and to be honest, it wasn't as hard as I expected it to be. So I mentioned at the start of the video that I didn't feel fully recovered. One thing that's really important when it comes to kind of preparing mentally for sessions, especially heavy sessions, is even if you don't feel 100%, you have to kind of lie to yourself. I'm very good at acknowledging when I don't feel 100%, but also just putting that to the back of my mind while I train, which is exactly what I had to do today. So basically, since Wednesday's session, because my diet hasn't been as good as it should have been, I haven't obviously been hitting my protein and stuff, my recovery just hasn't been amazing. And my erectors, like all of my back, is just fried. And I noticed it yesterday when I was walking around, it just kept kind of blowing up, and I'd feel the blood flow to the area, and it was just incredibly uncomfortable. And as soon as I squatted 70 today, I could feel the blood kind of just building up in the area again, I guess is the easiest way to explain it. Like, I had such a pump in my erectors, and anyone that's had that before knows it's incredibly uncomfortable. And it's also very distracting when you're trying to squat heavy. So I tried to just ignore the fact that I felt like that and approach the set with confidence, which I did, and I got the set. I think it was a couple of RPE higher than it probably would have been if I felt fresh, but I'm fine with it. Like, it was technically supposed to be about a 9, and I'd say it was about an 8 even with my back feeling like this. Then I had a little bit of a rest, went to 175. I only had a couple of minutes, to be fair. Did my 175 single, felt incredibly heavy on my back. And I just didn't feel like my squatting pattern was quite right today. I think it's just because my erectors are so kind of, I guess, I'm just gonna say they're blown up is the easiest way to describe it. So the 175 still moved really well. But again, I think it would have moved a lot better had I been fresh and recovered properly. Then I went on to back off, and this is where I'm annoyed. So I did the 150 for a set of 5. It was supposed to be 3x5. But I knew even before I did the 160 top set, I kind of thought in the back of my head, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through all the squats if I want to get the rest of the session done, and allow my body the chance to just kind of recover. So I did the first set of 5, and it moved pretty well. I basically took it set by set. So part of me was like, right, I might only do 1 set, I might do 2 sets, I might do all 3. We'll just see. And normally when I feel like that, like, I'll do the first set, and halfway through, if it's difficult, I'll say to myself, it's fine. You only have to do 1 more set after this. You can just do 2 today, it's fine. And then by the time I get halfway through the second set, I'm like, well, I might as well do the last set. And it's like I have to trick myself into doing all the sets. And I never skip a set. Like, I never, ever skip sets until today. And this is where I have to use my, like, objective brain when I coach myself. So if this was one of my athletes and their back was this kind of, I don't say painful, it's not like anything bad's going to happen, but it's so uncomfortable. My positioning is all off. And yes, I could go lighter, but that's not going to fix the problem. It's so uncomfortable. And I just think if I'm going to make it through bench and deadlifts, I need to let it breathe. And I push squats a lot at the moment. Squats are by far the hardest lift for me at the moment, the one I am drilling the most. So skipping 2 sets of back offs is fine. So basically, I did the first set of 5. And it moved well, actually, to be fair, and it felt quite good. But the second I took my belt off, I just felt my back again. So I tried to do my second set after a few more minutes of rest. And I literally unracked it, and it just felt off. Like, it just did not feel comfortable, did not feel good. The other thing as well is my elbows are a little bit sore, just because of the way I hold the bar on squats. It does happen occasionally. But yeah, my elbows are a little bit uncomfortable. And again, that's going to affect bench. And that doesn't always go away if I push it too much. So yeah, I re-racked it, kind of had a word with myself, and I was like, no, you're just quitting, you need to do it. So I unracked it, I did 2 reps, and it just fell off. I watched the 2 reps back after, and they moved really well. It just fell off. So yes, I had to skip a couple of sets of back offs, and I'm very upset about it, but also I know rationally, like objectively speaking, it was probably the best choice for me. I haven't properly deloaded or cut any volume on squats since my off-season started. I just start the blocks light, and at some point I knew I was going to have to do a little bit more of a deload, so I think next week that might have to be the case, especially while I'm just kind of getting back on track with my food and stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd be honest about it, I guess. But it's fine. I still got the main things done, which was that top set of 5. Like, it's week 5 of the block. This is not about building momentum at this point. It's showing what I've built almost. So 160 for 5, amazing PB. Really happy with that, especially under this much fatigue. And then 175 for a really routine single, 5 kilos off my best ever single, under loads of fatigue. So I'm not mad. It's just frustrating when things don't go to plan.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. alright, so let's move on. It's 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 alright.
Okay, so bench, I have no complaints. Yeah, I can't complain. So my last warm-up at 110, or my planned last warm-up at 110, was a little bit jolty and did not move very well. So my plan for today was either 115 or 117, depending on how 110 felt. So I knew that I might as well just take 115 and just match my PB and just execute as well as possible. And then I loaded 115, and it was ridiculously easy, like far easier than the 110. It felt about the same as the 100 second warm-up did, so I had no choice but to load 120. So obviously the 120 wasn't incredible. It wasn't comp standard, it was rushed, there was no pause, and it was slow. But that kind of happens anytime I hit a new bench PB, and I know that's quite common for a lot of my lifters as well. It's like the nerves of handling this weight. You kind of just panic, rush it off the chest, but I still got it. I was confident I had it, and I'm confident that I could hit it again. So I'm really happy that I hit 120. Obviously it's a massive bench. I think it's 5 kilos off the current British record, which I have no doubt will be beaten next year anyway by the other girls that have been hitting it or around that area. But like, I'm getting there. I'm getting close. And yeah, I'm so happy. And then plan for back off 5s was 4x5 at either 100 or 102.5, depending on how it felt. But because I've done 120, I was like, well, I might as well do 105 because it's going to feel a lot lighter than the 120 I just did. So the fact that it will feel lighter in my hands, I'll probably execute better, and I did. 2 sets of 5 at 105 is definitely a PB. I've only ever done 105 for triples in the past. And then the last 2 sets I did 102.5. I probably could have grinded out the 105, but I think it would have been like RPU 10, max effort. Not worth it, to be honest. So yeah, bench, I have no complaints. I hit 120 for a 5 kilo PB. And bearing in mind last block I failed 112 on week 5, and then I managed to just about get it. The fact that I hit 120 today, very happy. So what that also tells me is pulling back on week 5 is the best thing for me. So quite high intensity building up into week 4, and then week 5 just pull back on that first bench session, pull back on my closer grip session in my accessory day, pull back on my accessories, and then I'll be fresh and ready to push on the final SBD of the block. Yeah, really happy. So now I'm just going to crack on and warm up for deadlifts.
Let's move on. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one, you know that.
Okay, so session is done. Mixed feelings. I hit 150 for 5 on sumo. I'm really happy with that. It was really comfortable. It was meant to be 4 sets though, but after the first set, once again, my erectors were so uncomfortable. And it's really hard for me, like being self-coached and not having someone there to be able to tell me whether or not to push through is really difficult, because as soon as I do miss something off the program, I feel like a quitter. But I also know myself and I know my body, and I know that it just was not sensible to push through that, because quite often in the past when I have had issues with my back, it starts off with a lot of pump, like a severe pump in my back type thing, and then the pain kind of starts to move maybe lower, and that's when I get a lower back flare up. And I also know that if I'd have pushed through and done all 3 sets, which I have no doubt I could have done, and at 150 for 5 on the first set was pretty comfortable, if I'd have pushed through, I know I'd be in a lot of discomfort the next few days, and anytime I walk anywhere, my erectors would flare up. So I called it there. I'm okay with it. In all honesty, like, it was a really good session. Sumo is looking the best it has. I benched 120. I benched 105 for 2x5, and then 102.5 for 2x5. I squatted 160 for 5, and I squatted 175 like it was nothing. Like, it was a very good session. And in all honesty, like, I don't believe in externals. I know they obviously play a factor towards it. But I'm genuinely in the camp of, if you believe externals cause issues, then they're going to cause issues. If you're mentally resilient and you basically just ignore externals, then you'll have more good sessions type thing. And I never let externals be an excuse for things. But let's look at it like realistically. So I'm obviously massively fatigued still from during the week. Like, my diet has been terrible, or not terrible, my protein has been severely lacking. Sleep quality hasn't been amazing. I've been struggling to get up in the mornings, but also I've been struggling to actually sleep for long at night as well. Like, I keep waking up halfway through the night and then just struggling to get back to sleep. I've got a lot going on in my mind, so I'm struggling to shut off. That will obviously play a factor. Today I ate my last meal at 11, and then all I had to eat before I trained, which I didn't start training until 5:30 in the end, was a little 27-gram bag of Haribo's. Like, the cards were not in my favour today, but I made it happen. I genuinely do believe if you tell yourself that you're going to have a bad session, like, I could have easily gone in thinking, oh, I'm under recovered, I haven't eaten great, you know, I'm probably a bit dehydrated and all of these things, then I would have had a bad session, like a really bad session. I wouldn't have hit the numbers that I hit, where I went in with the mindset of just load the bar, get it done, don't make excuses. And that's exactly what I did, and it went really well. I'm obviously upset that I've had to miss out some parts of the session, and that's not something that I would ever usually do. Like, I cannot remember the last time I did that. But it is what it is. I've definitely rambled way too much in this video, so apologies for that. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video here. It was a good end to the block. We hit PBs. I'm feeling really strong. It's a great end to the year. I'm going into the new year with a new training block, more goals. Like, I'm really happy. I hit 120 before the end of the year, which is a massive goal for me. So yeah, overall, I am really happy. So I'm just going to wrap up this video though. So if you have enjoyed, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of that. And I will see you on Friday for the next one.